a lonesome star in a bitter sky. I hear the hungry ghosts calling out in the night. Just a couple victims of this brutal prize. Am I strong enough to let things just die?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the official Necc Podcast. I'm the guest star, Render Crosswind. Joining me here are the hosts, Black Necromonger, Thales Wraith, Ombra Mortale, and Vanessa Akbar, who had better shit to do. Let's get it started.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? So, we have a new guest here. Render Crosswind just joined Alternative Catering. How long ago was that, actually? I completely lost track of time, to be honest.
Almost 3 weeks.
Right. Well, I mean, so do you want to give us a little, introduction of how you got here? What made you decide to join Alternative Catering? Meanwhile, Ombra or Danny or Black or whoever it is beating the shit out of their desk chair.
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, so why'd you join?
Well, I was doing some quests, minding my own business, having a good time, and I noticed I became engaged from the station. I panicked and fought back the best I could, to the best of my abilities. I had a friend with me, so I got through a shield pretty good, and I was pretty cocky, and I went ahead and tried to get my buddy in on the action, and he destroyed me in short order, indeed. And then, so I was pretty pissed, and so I went and got my second best ship, and I brought it out, because I just kind of thought, because the shield went down so fast, I had a shot, and so I re-engaged, and he smoked me again, and I just opened a conversation with him, and I think I just kind of, he respected my courage a little bit, and my tenacity, if you will, and I've just been learning the ways ever since.
And who was this person that engaged you?
That would have been Black Necromonger.
Who apparently has a bad habit of recruiting people by completely destroying them.
What?
Yeah, you can say that he has a bad habit for this.
It works.
Yeah, it's useful.
I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I really thought I had a chance. I had never seen the ship before, and I wasn't using my head, and I just re-engaged, and I didn't notice until it was far too late. And when I looked up and saw the pitiful dent in his armor, I was like, okay.
Just like a little stretch.
I tried to get my buddy out of there.
And he ended up joining too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he'll be featured in the next podcast. So yeah, we're obviously going to be talking some shit today, but before we head into that, we were going to discuss some of we got some veterans of EVE on here, Ombra and Black, and I think Danny might be too. So we're going to talk a little bit about the good old days and what, used to be the thing, what used to happen. So you guys want to give us a little input on that,
Can you repeat what was the question? I was a little upset. My brain was somewhere else. I'm sorry. So please, can repeat.
You're thinking about women again?
Yeah.
You're just fantasizing.
I'm Italian. If I don't thinking about women, it's going to be tragic.
Control yourself.
Every day,
what was the question?
Ass, titties.
I wish the CCP have give us this opportunity to personalize the skins because like I say always, two big boobs on the side of my ship.
Just the mark of absolute chaos and destruction.
Yes.
That'd fit you too. But actually, I actually sent an email to CCP about that, and like I said, they're very nice. But I'm pretty sure they were thinking like, why the fuck would we ever add this to our game? Like they were very polite about it, but I know they were somewhere. They were like, look at what this dumbass asked us to do. But yeah, so as I recall you telling me, Ombra, we there used to be the ability to when you're in a station, leave the ship and walk in it. You want to kind of describe what that was all about?
Yes. I remember that was a long time ago. I don't remember which kind of fucking year, but it was a long time ago. And it was a great expectancy in the EVE community about this because, leave the ship, not only stay as in capsule in the ship and the hangar, but also leave the ship and appear in the hangar that you are walking through some kind of elevation, and you are going in your high quarters. That practically high quarters was your own apartment with the bed, with the couch, with the TV screen, and also it was something very very fantastic.
Exotic
They
women.
introduce in this apartment a mirror, so you was passing with your character front of the mirror, and it was mirroring your character with your full body. No, it was fantastic. No, and you can look many things in this apartment, and I don't remember it was on the left or right side. It was one door before going back to the hangar where you have your ship, when you physically can see your ship from your place where you were standing. It was one door with the green and supposed to be green, and one was the red light constantly on. So this means that practically it was not allowed the access over this door because yes, it was not implemented, it was not realized to do it. And it was of course for I think maybe 1 year, something like this system was around. And for what I know, all the people I contact, they were just waiting the CCP to give opportunity to open this door, and so you can work with your character, whatever is, in the other area of the station. Like can I say, in-game socialize with other characters, see them physically, and of course, in that period, also, of course, the CCP introduced also the clothes, the jackets, the boots, the monoculus, many things like this, no, because that was practically introducing just to make cool your character in the game, and who got more risk to spend. It was spending just to show himself in the station in front of the others. And that was, yes, generally idea, promulgated from a CCP to work in the station, interact. And there was also some videos done after to propose that also you eventually can kill some people in the station. So practically how in the space you podding, you can also kill in the station. So
that would have been cool.
Wow.
This type of some kind of assassination order. So just, but of course, the clone then is reborning again, and it's another story. So yes, that was, like I say, great expectancy, but for some reason that I did not understand, like many others, did not get the success in the brain of the CCP developers, or maybe that was too much expensive for them, too much job for them, and this was nothing to do with this. So, and that was also, of course, also the period when they done this planetary interaction and the connection with the dust server. That was practically the FPS people who was on the planet just doing a first-person shooter organized in group against others or NPCs to conquer some points, etc. Indirect communication, indirect collaboration also with the people who was in the space with the capsuleers. So, and there was the collaboration between these people for actions as orbital bombardment, or like an example, you paying somebody to that is mercenary on the ground on the planet, and in ISK, of course, and they are doing the job for sabotaging, destroying, conquering stuff, etc., etc. So, and also this system is failed, but I think because the CCP didn't realize or they didn't want to realize the, how can I say, the utility and expanding the game on some other point of view. Because from my point of view, and from the point of view of all people I get in contact, 90% of them was in favor, of course, because this will take more value in the game, more not only station, capsule, space, but also, you can go to the bar, you can go to the nightclub, you can kill somebody in the station, then maybe you have this Concord is hunting you like this NPC people, etc. So it is, yeah, but everything is like in the deep shit, in the deep water. So,
I actually looked it up a little bit, and I think, I didn't really hear much talk about the plans to have all that stuff, but I remember they said something about how with as much that goes on already in EVE, with the processing power that you would need to have all those different aspects together, it would really make it, not as many people would be able to do it, because you'd need a beefier computer just to be able to process all that stuff that was in the game.
But this was back in 2011 when the captain's quarters were released.
Yeah, that's true.
And they also had thoughts, and they showed also some concepts about this bar that Ombra was talking about.
Yeah.
And some mini games and etc.
Yeah, I think Ombra talked about before, them wanting almost like a role play perspective, but have it to where you can have physical meetings with people in your corporation and stuff, like a restaurant or something.
That's the idea behind it, was so that corporations would be able to have their own stations, just like we have the Citadels today.
Yeah.
You would also be able to have it, like when you rent an office today, it would be a spot where you can meet and have your corp meeting. But this captain's quarters was actually something that was in the development plan even from the start of EVE Online.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be cool too, but
didn't really manage to pull it off, at least not for the moment.
Do you think they're still planning on putting it in the game?
I don't think I do not think they are planning on it, but I expect, or I believe that somewhere along the line it's possible that we might see it again.
Yeah. Well, when that day comes, we can finally have our nightclub.
Yeah.
So other big
Yeah,
changes.
sexy dancers, big boobs. Yeah.
Ombra would own it.
Doc again.
Only sitting on the bar and looking pussies. Yeah.
Ombra would give up industrialism and just go after a nightclub ownership.
Yeah, we'll spend billions.
I can imagine him mining for 2 months in a row and just spending all that money on hookers in maybe 2 nights.
He loses his Omega and just completely spirals out of control. He starts doing drugs and does nothing but pay strippers. Yeah, I mean, what other big changes have, I know recently the war deck changes, I don't think we've talked about that yet. They finally implemented that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did it now, yeah. I'm not sure if I like it.
From some point of view, it's good. From some other point of view, it's complicated.
Yeah.
For somebody, it's very easy, very good. But if I can say something a little more, you know, this is type of war deck was going on something like 15 years without non-stop and without any changing.
Yeah.
Maybe they done some changing, but not so drastic like now. But like I say, like I was thinking, like I read in different sites, etc. And of course, I get ulteriorly illuminated in the darkest side of my mind. Practically, the CCP developers or the guys who is working there, girls, etc., didn't wake up one day after 15 years and say, "Oh, we should change the war deck system, no dynamics." I think personally that uh, the new owner, the new property of the game has decided to send some kind of message or has directly says that the war declaration must be changed. Also because, like I say before in one of the podcasts, people was literally leaving the game. So
So,
especially
but
miners are industrialists.
if the war system has been working for 15 years, why are people now leaving because of it? It
It's
doesn't
question
make any sense.
It's question of money. The new property wish
Yeah.
to see more people are paying the game and must get back the investment.
I mean, I think
Yes,
that's why
but
they
if
switched
people
ownership.
wants to play a game and change Eve's fun how it always has, if if them players come into the game and say, "Ah, I don't like this, boo-hoo," well, go back to play fucking World of Warcraft or something.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
This is true. But
But I mean,
this system is changed exactly for this type of people.
yeah. Well, I
Yes,
mean,
and
for the
then
viewpoint of
these
making
people
money.
need to go back to World of Warcraft or wherever they came from because EVE Online isn't an easy game.
No,
Yeah.
no, this is absolutely true. I agree with what you're saying, but you must look I mean, you not you must look. There is to look on the economical side.
Yeah.
It has
The new,
been doing
the
all
new,
right for many years.
it was no the CCP. It was always known to be as conservative, not changing so much, because they didn't like to upset. Because this is the point. They didn't like to upset the big alliances who is gravitating in Eve, and especially the guys in the nullsec.
And
Uh,
Well, I mean, I
now
think that's just why
now
they did
everything
it.
is changing.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it from an economic standpoint, from the new ownership, I mean, they're just trying to make a profit. They see that people are leaving. They're not getting as many new players, so they think, oh well, we can just change the word deck system. Which, I mean, I think overall is going to make them more money. But at the same time, the older people that have been on the game longer, it's going to piss them off.
Yes, this is for sure. It's pissing off. Yes, this is for sure.
I'm also thinking maybe some people out there started to complain about the old war taking system, and so they they started thinking about it. Okay, we should change this.
Yeah, but I agree with Black 100%. I mean, if you don't like it, get out. I mean, that's how it works. But
I mean, I also agree with Black because I understand his point of view. I mean, this word system declaration has drastically changed the how can I say the cards on the table.
yeah,
So, but yeah, this is the things is happening.
yeah,
what this will mean for the game, from my point of view, is that sure there was five big alliances doing 90% of the total Vortex, but changing the Vortex system in the way that they have done will not fix the problem. It will only increase the wars between these PvP groups. And if you, as an industrial corp, don't want to be part of Evil Line, and stay out of PvP. Well, th- these changes are very, very bad.
Yeah, and I mean for the people that don't know, uh, do you guys want to explain what the change was, like how it was changed?
In a world before the war decks were changed.
No, but technically, they introduce this mechanic that any kind of structure anchored, infrastructure anchored in a space, that is upward structure, control tower, and this custom office is connected to the corporation, or this corporation, or only one corporation that have only one of these structures that is in alliance, automatically also the alliance are eligible for war. So without any kind of structures, the corporation single or the alliance that do not have any corporation with structures in the space is not eligible for war. This means that practically any corporation that is war decking a corporation or alliance can't anymore war deck any alliance or any corporation who do not owning physically in their possessions any kind of structures in the space.
Yeah, and people
So-
are bending the rules now so that
This-
if they don't
this
have a
is-
structure, they can just
Yes.
do whatever they want. No one can really war
There-
deck them.
There is
Here is a suggestion to any corp that is listening to us rambling about this right now without any kind of structure. If you do have a structure, dismantle it, take it down, leave it. Let's see if we can't get every high-sec entity to remove their structure for, let's say, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and let CCP know how EVE Online turns into World of Warcraft if there isn't any kind of PvP in high-sec.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, because I just hope that, and I know they haven't been like this, but I hope CCP, the new owners, aren't going to turn into this is what the people this is what the users want, this is what the new people want, so we're going to do it. Like, I hope they don't turn into that. I hope they keep it like, this is how it is, deal with it. If you don't like it, don't play the game. I hope they stay like that, because that's what makes the game good.
Well, they haven't stayed with it, because if they had, they wouldn't have messed with a fully functional war system.
Yeah. Wait, did they even test it out first? Did they put it in the test server first just to see how it worked?
Yeah, it was on the test server, but as usual, it wasn't really tested out.
You cannot test this. This can only be tested in time, because
Yeah.
you cannot test it like in 3 hours or 1 day even.
Well, I mean, and they might be testing it. They might take it off if enough people complain about it, but I still
Oh
think...
yeah, hopefully maybe in time they're gonna adjust it, because at the moment I don't really see the point of it.
They could possibly do it based on the lifetime of a corporation. Like, if it's a brand new corporation that
Yeah,
doesn't have anything, then yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, if it's a corporation that's been around for like 4 months or something,
This
I
war
mean-
decking system, in my opinion, I think it should have some. It should be linked to the rating of a corporation,
yeah, well,
and to the rating. Let's say a corporation has 100 players. From these 100 players, 50 of them are active. This corporation should have a certain rating. They shouldn't be able to war deck a corporation that has like 10 members and only 7 of them are active. They shouldn't be able to do this.
yeah,
Or you shouldn't be able to go at war like a corporation versus an alliance, because an alliance has more corporations.
yeah.
So this also shouldn't be happening. But yeah, CCP has a mind of their own, and their
Yes.
mind is very, very strange.
Yes, but it was probably in also minimal part, it was changed also because so much new people who was, at example, complaining about the wars, but not only in the last months, but in last years. I was saying high security. High security should not be war decking systems, etc. Many things was changed, of course, from the actions of the Concord to the factions that's shooting on you that eventually negative, etc. But the Concord is not blowing up anymore. The -10 negative standing toward Concord when it's crossing in 0.5. I mean, that's good. I think this is very good implementation because this type of people is not anymore, how can I say, blocked on the gate of the high sec. But I mean, it's true that from my point of view, high security should be considered as a high security, but there is so many changes. They like for example, I agree with Danny was talking about rating the corporations, rating the alliances. This negative rating can be war decked, or positive rating cannot be war decked, or something similar. But of course, this is I think like Danny says, what is running in the mind of the CCP thinkers, think tank, or who is planning what to do, or eventually even the same prophecy. So,
but what do you rating an alliance? Why?
Well, because if a corporation has, or alliance, if they have a really high rating, because the problem is people can bend the rules by not having a structure, so they can't get war decked. But if a corporation or alliance has a certain rank, then you could say, okay, if you have a rank of this much, then people can war deck you regardless of if you have a structure set up in your name or not. It'll be a more efficient way of moderating.
We are once again into World of Warcraft thinking. I mean, EVE Online is a game of either you shoot someone or you get shot at.
Okay, yeah.
If you have a corporation, you shall be aware of that you can be war decked. Only safe corporation you should ever be able to be in is, NPC corporation.
Yeah, but we're saying this because, okay, you enter the game, you bring some friends over, you are like 10 guys. You want to start a corporation, okay, you're gonna start it. 5 seconds later, you are being war decked by the biggest corporation in EVE. You die like 10 times. You're gonna leave the game in half an hour, I bet.
Okay.
Do you know what? If this rating is going to get into the game, and the new guys are going to start a corporation, they are going to fight against other corporations that are also new to the game. And this way, people are going to start and learn the physics of the game.
I could throw mine in. If the high sec, if what you're talking about is what I'm thinking you're talking about, making the high sec security space more safe, then I would have never met you guys. I mean, if Black hadn't have, because it was my ignorance, I have no idea we were at war. So it was, I got to agree that the coddling, and they're taking away some of the punishment for the ignorance. I never would have linked up with you guys if I would have just been free to troll around with my head up my ass.
No, yeah, that's very true. But I mean, I guess that's the big argument is because, well, honestly, it's kind of a meaning of getting rid of the players that are just going to be assholes. Because people I can't say corporation names. Someone that we're at war with now. If they're just avoiding you and hiring other people to deal with you, that no one wants to play against those people. Those people are just a pain in the ass, and it's not as fun. So by having it, when you join the game, by having it instantly difficult, and you're instantly going to be dealing with the same threats that every other corporation will have to do, regardless of rank, time spent on the game, etc. You're gonna learn, and you're gonna learn to deal with it. And if you don't like it, those people are gonna leave, and there'll be less people like that in the game.
Right.
Yeah, but if I can say something, it was somebody was talking about war decking, etc. Now, of course, which also if I can just add in favor or favor, but this is the point of view. For example, the corporation who don't care about wars, they can have infrastructures and they are war eligible. So anybody can war deck them. The other corporations or alliances who wish not to have any kind of war decking on them, apart gankers, but this is another story. Yeah, they decided practically in if from the first moment, if of course they know by knowing or they don't know because they are ignorant about EVE rules, but they will learn it, like Thales says. Um, this is the choice. So I mean, you wish war on your corporation, install any kind of structures, that's okay. No wars on a corporation or alliance, take them away. So,
Or if you don't want a war, don't start a corporation or do not join a corporation.
Yeah, I mean,
also this.
yeah. But I guess, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
the
some
thing
of
that
the harshness is what draws a lot of people
Yeah,
to
this
leave. If you
would
start taking
kill-
away that harshness, then I think you'll.
Yeah, this would kill the game right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
This is basically a nuclear bomb for the game if you pull this off.
You start
you
making
start-
high sec safe. You're
Yeah.
gonna have all sorts. You're just gonna have AFK people. You're just making it easier for people. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be easier.
Yeah, who wish to play easy, yes, absolutely. Who wish to play in different way, they will play in different ways. I mean, this is the beautiness. This is the beautiness of this game because nothing is set. Even if this war deck system now has changed so much cards on the table that you don't know what you can pick up because the dynamics, like I say, also in real life, any changing also in real life is tragic, is difficult to accept it, especially in this case. This game was going 15 years with the same war decking system, and nothing or really small things was changing in the purposes. This, like I says, somebody says here, I think Danny, is dropped as atomic bomb. This is true, but this is also I can see it as a social in-game experiment to see how the things is going to evolve, because we can have all of us, of course, we can have idea how it's going to evolve, but we're going to see what is going to happen. Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, because it might work out. They might still be editing it and tweaking different rules and just different ways that it works. This probably isn't the finished product. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm thinking that also because at the moment I don't see it really working as they maybe thought it's going to work.
Yeah. But I guess on another topic, we're gonna talk about some challenges that people will have to face when playing the game.
Like badgers,
We'll get there.
those sketchy badgers.
But one of the things that Ombra briefly mentioned earlier was gankers, to which he respectfully refers to them as explosive cockroaches.
Yeah, calling them explosive cockroaches because of the from the distance, the Galente destroyer is like a cockroach. So and when they are approaching, they are ganking, they are exploding like the ship they are ganking usually. They're most of the times, of course. But yeah, like I say, this is something. An example, if the CCP, for example, if the CCP are going to touch the dynamics of the gankers, this is going to be sad, because this is something what, from my point of view, is giving more action to the game in, for example, for somebody who is mining or is fleet mining or is solo mining. So it cannot be relaxed at 100% because there is always guys who is free to do the kamikaze and destroy your ship with others. So this is something that I am in favor because, of course, I get my experience, bad experience with explosive cockroaches, and now, of course, with this bad experience, I getting experience to escape from them. Not always, but almost 9 times to 10 I escaping. So yes, this is little pepper or salt on the table is more, and I like it. I mean, because it's giving me this, you know, when they're exploding the ship, okay, yes, it's okay, explode the ship. I'm going to build it another one. I'm going to fit it, etc. But this giving me the input to be more attentive the next time.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is like it.
Yes, I mean, it's very bad they are destroying, but this is what I not like, but is good for the game. Is good for also the miners, because they will not sleep on the belt or do something else.
It serves as sort of a quality control, because I mean, imagine how bad, like, everyone would mine if it was just easy money. You
would
just
mine
leave it
AFK.
offline.
They would just turn on the mining ship, and they would go make coffee, have something to eat, and so on. But this keeps you connected to the game, because you're always afraid you might gonna lose that ship.
Yeah, it's just little adrenaline when you see gankers dropping in local. See what the fuck, I have to warp. So it's rising adrenaline. There is moment initially when my finger was shaking. I say, what the fuck, I have to click.
And also it's pulling people together, because gankers, you'll never see only one of them. You'll see like 10.
Well, they're just like cockroaches.
Yeah, exactly. And
where there's one, there's millions.
It's pulling people together. It's developing their cooperation dynamics. I mean,
yes,
there should be a leader, because also cockroaches, they are quite organized, even in real life, not only in EVE.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is good, even though most people hate it.
Yeah,
it calls the weak and teaches the ignorant.
Yeah.
Because, just like nature.
One thing I've noticed,
the guy that's transporting, like using a freighter, it makes you to pull other people in to help you, to defend you, to escort you, and so on. So this is for the good of the game.
Oh yeah, and as mentioned in the last podcast, I think it was, that's how Black actually met Ombra, wasn't it? Just from forming the community of like, hey, I'm transporting this, can you help me out with it, or just stuff like that. I mean, that's how I know Ombra, whether he's scouting or whatever. I mean, it's always just helping us out, and that's why, because
yes, I mean because yes, I connect to what you was talking now, Thales. Sorry if eventually I was interrupting you. For example, now with this war dynamic, I personally, and also the other people in my corporation and in the alliance, we are more free to express ourselves as how can I say, because why you, an example, it's one example. Why you thinking there is no people talking in local? This is something is going from the first days in EVE, because in the moment you showing your voice in local, in the moment you eventually writing something that somebody don't like, or you even trying to attempt the joke, your corporation, your alliance gets war decked. I mean, not always, but on good 50-60% of the time. Only because fun, of course. It was fun, war decking. That's okay. I mean, but an example, a trader who is an example. We can talk about the frog trading alliance, no? So of course now they don't need to have alts outside from their alliances, outside from their corporations. They can eventually join on together and form the biggest trading corporation alliance existing in EVE. So it is one example. Or, at example, you are, at example, I was doing always selling stuff on the market over another alt, never connected to corporation or alliance, because I noticed it over years that I was getting, I'm not sure, but I was getting warded only because I was not better, absolutely not better, but a little more faster than somebody else to sell before him. And you see a guy who buying from you and is connected to one trading corporation, and you immediately know him has buy your stuff just to see who is the seller. And a couple of days later, war deck. For example, like I was scouting for you guys before, I was always hoping these people who are in war deck with alternative catering, I hope they will not connect me to their scout, because otherwise the alliance will get war decked. And these things like this can be done now openly on the open sky without hiding nothing. I can scout for you. I can also go now finally in the low sec with the fleet of 2, 3, 4 or more people and have fun and not get war decked because I destroy one badger, I destroy one shuttle, I put somebody from some kind of alliance. My alliance, my corporation will not get war decked. And this is not only valid for me. This is valid for all other people who was in my situation. So
yeah, I mean,
this is in synthesis that's giving me more freedom of how can I say, do what I was doing before, but hiding that I doing.
Yeah, you can be more open about it, and you can be like, "Oh,
Exactly.
fuck you, eat my ass." Yeah, we're definitely gonna have some fun in low sec sometime.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, especially with render now that we have another warrior on our hands.
What?
I did want to add something. I would say when I first started the game, I was pretty scared of the PvP, and I know if we're just rambling on here, the new players probably are too. I was. I just was scared shitless of it and stayed away from it completely. And you only get like, I don't know, 20-30% of the game, you know, when you do that. And the best moment was when Black Necromonger attacked me. That was the first PvP experience of my life. And it just got the adrenaline kicking and it just opened my eyes to what the game was. And I never looked back from that point. I'm sure there's people that don't like PvP and would get pissed and rage quit. But they can go play World of Warcraft like we were saying.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how I was recruited too. I mean, I think we said that as well. But yeah, Black. Well, it wasn't. Black actually didn't. He might have shot at me, but he didn't kill me. But it was because
it was just the adrenaline. I mean, it was knowing that it was another person, and then he attacked me, and I was like, "That son of a bitch! I'm taking him out. He's done. I got my boy here. We're taking him. We're not putting up with this shit. I've never PvP'd in my life, but I'm pulling the balls out. We're going."
Put nuts to
I
butts.
just never looked back, and it was a real. I was never scared of PvP after that, and now I just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't the PvP aspect that got me interested at first. I think it was just I thought it was hilarious because it was my birthday, and I was just going to a Mar to pick someone up. Like it was actually like my birthday in real life, and then Black was outside waiting for me. I was like, dude, please, it's my birthday. And I mean, I had a piece of shit ship. It wasn't anything worth anything. But I was like, it's my birthday. Please don't kill me. I'm just picking something up. And he was like, all right. But yeah, that's I think stuff like that is what brings people together and forms better bonds with people in the game. But yeah, like, you want to tell the story of when you led me through when you used me as a distraction for the fleet following you around in low sec without me even knowing about it. You were trying to... We had a new player that isn't active anymore, but we had a new player on that Black put me in charge of taking them out and just showing them and doing what Render's pretty much doing. And we had like Punishers or something, like just like small ships, and we were going out, and he wasn't online, but it was just me and Black, and I was just gonna move somewhere, and then I saw Black was online, and I was like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You're like, I'm just picking up some stuff. You want to wait at this gate for me? Just to make sure no one comes through. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm waiting at the gate. And then he's like, actually, you know what? You can go. I'm about to follow you in. I just need to get a ship. You can just go through the gate, and we can just start killing stuff. And I was like, all right, sounds good. Go through the gate. 7, like, battleships are all there, and I get killed instantly. And he's like, oh, yeah, there was a fleet following me. I'm like, well, thanks, asshole.
Oh, well, it was fun.
I was just so surprised because I literally came from that system. There's nothing there. And I wasn't expecting anything at all. I was like, this is probably going to be boring. I'm going to be waiting here for so long. And then because I remember the first thing I thought was, oh, there's an enemy here. And then it was just like, oh, wait, there's 2, there's 4, there's 7. And then I was dead before I could even think of what to do.
Yeah, but you were useful.
Without my knowledge.
Yeah, well, you don't need to know everything to be useful.
He's playing the dictator role now.
The dictator.
We are all his slaves.
But I thought that, well, the ship, the Punisher that you were flying at that time was a ship that I bought to use.
Oh, yeah, that was...
So for me, and I figured I was sleepy, I was a little bored. I saw this gang following me, and I figured, well, I could have some fun with it.
So you're just like, alright, who's the person closest to me at the moment I can fuck with? You're like, oh, Thales is right here. Thales, go through that gate. Okay, boss.
Yeah. So, but the
I
fun
would have
times.
took one. I would have took one with me.
No.
No, you would not. Render, I promise you. You wouldn't even be able to breathe or blink once before you would have been dead. Seriously, like, I saw the flashing red, and then I was in my pod. Like, that's how
I think
fast
they
it
would
happened.
have saw it was me, and they would have kind of hesitated a little, like, oh.
No, you weren't in a
And then I would have
thorax.
just had them.
Maybe if you were in a thorax, but no.
You doubt my power?
No one can match the power of the rabid thorax.
Ah,
It's unparalleled power. Destruction.
yeah, this is fantastic. This rabbit thorax. I will never forget the image I have seen. I was looking on tactical overview because it was more easy to see the enemy distance, etc. And you see this thorax was going fast in verosimile speed, burning toward the ravens. Like, it was just imperceptibly. You see one ship, one raven is moving, then the second one, and then I say, I don't know if you guys remember when I say they are in warp, they are going in warp.
I mean, I wasn't there when it happened, but we talked about it in the last podcast. So if anyone listening wants to know what that is, it's somewhere in the last podcast if you sift through the fact that I'm screaming over everyone else because the audio got fucked.
Give me your milk.
Give me your milk. Yes! Yeah, fun times. Haven't been able to do that in a while because I kept getting killed by pirate, but,
You gotta watch out for Cynabals, too. And the Cynabal is definitely not a caracal. You gotta keep your eye out for that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I know a guy that one time he thought a Cynabal was a caracal.
Oh, no.
Who was that?
Oh, it's a friend of mine I knew a long time ago. He just wasn't paying attention, It happens to the best of us. I don't really want to talk about it.
Even though they are the same class of ship, both are cruisers. You cannot compare it, the character to the Cynabals.
No.
No, there's no comparison.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the funniest things I thought just with corporation relationships with other corporations was the time one corporation that thought they were hot shit tried to ransom Ombra. Ombra, you want to tell us that story?
What? Rent Ombra?
No,
Ransom.
not ransom.
Remember when that
Yeah,
one
when they
corporation
wanted
tried
to pay
to?
you,
Yeah.
or you to pay them. Yeah, they wanted you to pay them to drop the war deck on you.
Ah, okay, yes, but that was one. Yeah, fucking shit. That was one man, one or two guys' presence active in this corporation. I think it was a Steels Corporation, and they sent me the message that to drop war, they was asking me 800 millions, and I give him answer in the local when him appear. That I will give him 800 million fish in the face, and that I love him so much and can proceed with the war how much want. Yeah. So after 1 week, the war was over without any loss.
Well, yeah, because you told us, you were like, yeah, there's a couple of guys that are being assholes, and I want
Yes,
their
it was
corp.
only two.
You said that you'd pay us for every corpse of theirs we got.
Ah,
brought
yes,
you.
yes, yes, I
Give me their
remember this.
corpses.
Sorry, I forgot about this. I was saying yes, and I was serious because I was expecting you guys to do it, but you know there were only two guys, so and I was saying 50 million per each ship destroyed, no matter which ship, and 100 million per any corpses delivered to me. So I mean, I was thinking, you know, not only to incentivize and help you guys to have a little more risk, and to also like incentivize you to hunt them, to show your hunting capabilities, and to do something to show them that there is somebody with the teeth who is looking on the neck. But of course, like I say, they were only escaping. So
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they saw that we
I
were
am sorry, I didn't pay nobody for this, but I was ready to do it, of course.
Well, I mean, we didn't get to kill them because as soon as they saw that we declared war on them, they fucked right off. Like they were like, "Nope, we're good," and like we couldn't find them anywhere.
Mm. Yes, yes, that was.
Yeah. Well.
So, what is the next?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was hoping by this point that I would actually have this, but Ombra, I guess you're probably the better one to talk about this, about your collection of corpses in your freezer.
Ah, yes, yes, of course.
I've always wanted to start a collection of this, but I haven't been able to do it.
These things was started many years ago, but after a while, everything was dropped because of nothing was realized of this. But in the last time, I get this necrophilia. I don't know from where it's coming out, but I have this attachment to the dead, putrefying bodies. No, but I say, yeah, I will pay 2 million per each delivered body. Any kind of corpses, don't care, and so I can make my own collection on the bodies, because after so much years, I was thinking there is a people who collecting many things in this game, so much things. I was saying I have to do something, and I was thinking bodies.
The first thing that came to his
and
head.
then I was thinking I can do the necro burger with blood rider salsa.
And
Fantastic.
I that's like my Ombra's my role model for that, because I mean me and Render are both pretty much like just as new. I've just been in the corporation longer, so I haven't really had many chances to do this. But it's my dream to have a nice little display of my enemy's ass cheeks right above my fireplace. But yeah, Ombra really has a connection there.
So yes, I mean this price is made for you guys in Alternative Catering, High Exec Foil Alliance. So yeah, so I mean it's one way how to help also the new players, because like example Rent Sunder him is fighting constantly with Isk, etc. And I was thinking, yeah, I can help him also buy him loot, creepy loot, because I need it. And everybody who delivering me corpses also, if it's the corpses floating around the gate, just take it and deliver and make the contract to me in for 2 million per each piece of corpse. So that's okay.
How many corpses do you actually have?
It helps out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you sell me 2 or 3 corpses and I pay you. So, yeah.
How many corpses do you have in your collection so far?
I have no idea. I didn't calculate it. I get a huge drop from the Necromonger has contracted me so much corpses. I think one container, and I didn't calculate them, but there is so much.
Would you say over 20, over 50?
It's over 100.
More.
Oh my god.
More. I think it's something like 500, I think, but I'm not
Christ.
sure.
Holy shit.
Imagine just going outside the station one day and just ejecting all those corpses.
I was just about to say that. Like, what if we had just a cloud? Just a cloud of bodies surrounding our station.
This would be really creepy to do with that fucking shit.
People would
Cloud
steal
of
them, though.
corpses.
Some gankers are chasing you, just start dumping salvos of fucking corpses like flares.
The bullets.
Like
Yes.
bait. Like
Bounce
throwing,
off the
like,
windshield.
like throwing a steak at a tiger that's trying to eat you.
Yeah,
Just throw
but
bodies
who
at
was-
gankers.
Who was talking about to make petition to the CCP to make the corpse launchers?
Oh,
that was a good idea.
Yeah,
That was a good idea.
Like a fireworks, it wouldn't do damage. It'd just be like a festival thing.
the launching the corpses.
Wait a minute. The fireworks, if you shoot that at someone, it doesn't do damage?
No,
So will you get concorded if you shoot it at someone?
no.
Ooh.
It's like
You
the
make-
punch gloves in Team Fortress 2.
That's actually kind of funny.
We do have some fireworks for Cynabals as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, but that wouldn't...
Hmm.
Just anyone that happens to go by.
For the end of the year.
We need to save them. Just have one giant party one day.
One game crashing
Yeah,
party.
exactly. That's what I
I think also on one of my refinery I fit the festival launcher with this colored explosive stuff. So
The firework.
the fireworks, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, the corpse launcher, that would be the ultimate weapon.
That would be funny for Halloween.
Not even Halloween, just in general. Like, I mean, like you could just
Some
see.
people will get offended in this game, considering nowadays men, and I'm using some brackets over here, are not punching the table anymore because they are afraid that the nail polish will jump off. So yeah, considering we have this kind of males in the game, I think people will get offended by that.
I
Yeah,
do not
but-
care if they do. That's up to them. They
If
have the right to be
get
offended.
We can send them back to World of Warcraft.
They don't
Yes.
have to. They don't have to play catch with bodies if they don't want.
Yeah, but they
They
also
don't have
don't.
to come to the body volleyball tournament.
They also don't need to click on YouTube and listen to the podcast as well. It's very
And
easy.
they don't really have to install the game after all. Nobody is.
Just camp around a station where a bunch of new players are spawning and just shoot bodies at them.
Imagine you're at a war with a corporation and you've just been hunting them for like 2 weeks now, and you go to their main station, you set your ship to orbit at a certain distance, and you start dumping bodies from a few seconds. Just
Demoralizing.
Just like
Fantastic.
They used to do it in
making
ancient times. They'd launch
Ma-
corpses
yeah.
over the walls.
Yeah, but that is because the
Yeah,
corpses were plagued.
That
Oh,
was
it
but
also
that
demoralizing.
was biological warfare at
Yeah.
the time. Eh?
Yeah.
It would served multiple purposes.
Making these corpses just orbit that station.
Yeah.
Just instead of rings around a planet, you'll just have rings
Yeah.
of corpses around your station, just orbiting it.
You know, when you're getting close to Ombra's home station,
Your frame rate drops.
just littered.
Impaled frozen corpses.
Ombra, you need to pick this shit up, man. Your place is dirty. I have my things laying around everywhere.
It's like Dracula's castle. You got people on stakes, like shoved through their asses. It said Ombra's Necro Burger and Blood Rider Salsa. Come enjoy some nice food while you watch the corpse volleyball.
Necro burger with Blood Rider salsa. Yes.
We're gonna make an Eve pub. You can get your Necro Burger with Blood Rider Salsa while you watch the corpse volleyball tournament on the TV. Grab a nice beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rent has just today has a story of a potential big win for ISK, but you want to explain what happened?
Well, it was like this. There I was, braving the depths of Losec. No fear. Callously searching for an enemy to sink my teeth. And, I was trying to play a little smarter. I have a problem with attacking enemies that I shouldn't attack. And so I was trying to be a little more careful today.
What ship were you flying?
I may have been in the Executioner. And, well, I was riding a battleship in Losec, and then a badger showed up. And I don't know what a badger is. I could tell by the dome shape that it was industrial. And he kind of started. There was no ore in the belt that I was in, just the battleship I was attacking. And he started poking towards me really slow, and it just freaked me out. Okay, so I fucking bolted. And I'm saying in the Corp chat, I'm like, holy fucking damn badger, I gotta get out of here. It was like, no, you fucking idiot.
Me and Ombra were like, attack it. What are you doing?
One time you should attack it. What are you doing? Well, and he attacked me. So he went suspect, and he followed me to the other belt. And I tried to engage him, and he ran away, and sated my bloodlust a little bit. And then a typhoon came, and then it was all over.
And didn't the badger get in on the kill?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if he got in on the kill mail. He was trying. I believe he hit. I don't know if he actually hit me or not. I was very demoralized.
I need to wrap like a Wounded Warrior Project blanket around you, give you a nice hot cup of coffee after that. That's terrible. Can't imagine how bad your state of mind is after watching that.
It took my pride took a small hit.
It's all experience.
Yeah, I thought it was funny though. I love stories like that.
Yeah, it's just funny that the one time that I shouldn't have been cautious, it would have been the perfect target for me apparently. And I was like, oh fuck, a badger! I'm not fucking with a badger.
Oh fuck, a pod! I better run. Yeah.
There is about the badgers. There is actually one video of badgers fighting against Drake, and the Drake is escaping.
What the fuck?
It's maybe 10 badgers. I remember the video, and the Drake was getting in difficulties. So I was thinking it would be funny one day, because this is only my thinking, but I am not in the charge of any armed forces. This can be done, of course, by the commander, but my suggestions is maybe one day we just for fun taking our scout ships, like this frigate you getting from the first start, and we are fitting them and going in Losec all together with the same ships.
Just
the
like
pansy wad.
Just like 30 executioners.
No, executioners. No. This frigate, basic frigate, you're getting first moment you are in the game.
Well, all with
The
like
Corvette,
civilian, like
The Corvette, yes, the Corvette, yes.
A puff blob.
Oh, with like civilian lasers and shit.
No. You fit Tech 2, absolutely not civilian. You're fitting Tech 2 or Tech 1, what you can fit on, of course. Yeah.
That could actually work though. Fit it
Yeah, but
correctly.
we have a bunch of these. We can have fun. Maybe somebody will explode, absolutely. But you can see what kind of demoralizing stuff will come out when the CEO of this corporation, PvP or PvE, will see, oh fucking, you get destroyed by corvettes.
We would then be known as explosive piranhas. A close cousin of the explosive cockroach, but deadlier. Yeah, so. Well, with the little time left we have, I thought that just for some people that kind of are interested in like financial tips and stuff and how to keep their come on, Ombra, this is all you. It's your time to shine.
The only reason that anybody's going to tune in is to hear the Italian stallion.
Exactly.
They don't give a shit about us, Ombra.
That's not true. So what do you want to know again, Thales?
Well, I mean, one question that I had, when I just...
You have only one question, are you sure?
how about we just give it a second?
Yeah, okay, go.
I was always wondering how you self-sustained your Omega clone without purchasing anything. I know a lot of people know how to do this, but for like any new player that might be listening this far in, how do you manage to do that?
Yeah, can you explain it to them, Ombra? They don't seem to understand.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I understand the PvP guy is living from what is left in the wreck. Generally, of course, but where to start? Because I say this many times. Sit on the belt and mine. You don't need to pay intermediary between you and the rock. You're just grabbing the rock, taking away, and making ISK. So it's not basically only to make ISK, but of course you must make ISK because the game is giving you opportunity to pay monthly subscriptions with ISK, with income in in-game currency. And then, of course, I mean, there is manufacturing, there is researching, etc. But personally, I primary manufacturing, and then selling on the market for the better price I can sell in that moment. Depend if it's as a buyer or if it's as a seller, but everything depends how much, for example, cruisers, as an example, how much cruisers is selling of this type of cruisers. And if there's somebody selling already 200 caracals on the market, I don't going to fight him in changing the price for 1 cent of ISK to sell before him. But if there is 1 or 2 or 20 caracals somebody is selling, yes, of course, then I will do my job as a marketer. But most of the time I selling directly to the buyers. But of course the price must be good for me because, as example, if somebody are buying the caracal, saying again the caracal, this famous caracal, for 5 million or 5 million and 5 per each, I don't going to sell it. I will leave it there in the station, wherever is the market hub I using, and I will wait the moment when the prices are spiking, or spiking on the seller's market or spiking on the buyer market, and then I will sell it. Because otherwise, for example, if I'm going to sell 200 caracals for the price of 5 million each, for me it's a great loss. So I prefer to wait. Otherwise, there is sometimes buying, for example, from Cador, Tashmurkon, or other places, etc., where I have the access. Some items people are selling for very cheap, and I buying them, and of course going to sell it immediately to the buyers. Because for me, in that moment, it's convenient. It was like I think a couple of months ago. One example: one guy near the border to Minmatar. I think that was in Amatar Kingdom. He was selling 140 interceptor, Kaldari interceptors. I don't remember now the name. 140 for 1 million each on the seller market. And I was looking on the price. I say, I have hallucinations. I cannot believe something like this. I was looking information because I was thinking, what the fuck, maybe some kind of new scam, no? And this was saying information, Kaldari Interceptor Tech 2. Okay, 1 million each. I spend 140 million, and I sell them in Jita for 14 million each. So it's one example.
Yeah, he made a ton of money there.
Then, of course, the guy sent me the message and was asking me to give him back the money. I say no. Why should I do it? Did you sell it? You were selling it on the market. I buy it. What is the problem? And so yes, but there is of course, if somebody is doing scams, etc. This is the great lottery because this is working only with the people who are not attentive, who are easily to be tricked, but also sometimes someone is tired on the sleeping on the game and clicking, and instead of buying something for him was thinking 10 million has paid 10 billion.
Yeah.
It is one example. But principally, this is how I sustaining my accounts and extra stuff. But of course, there is also planetary interaction. I mean, any of your each character can, if you're choosing the good planet, and if you're producing something that, of course, you must look on the market first. What is the best that is not losing too much value on the market as a planetary material and is staying there, is not losing and is not going too much up. There is always, of course, there is always spike down and spike up, but this is up to any single person. So any single character, any single account or character can produce from in value of ISK from their job, passive, considering that this is passive, you're going there 1 or 2 times a week, emptying the planet and doing some reactions for produce some other items you need, and then you can sell it for a very good price on the market. And doing this job for the period of 1 month, one character can give you from 450 million to 500 million ISK per month. Passive income, considering only on one character.
And also, just to clarify, about the scams, he's not saying that he participates in or at least I don't think you were saying that you're a scammer.
Yes, I mean, I tried to scam somebody in the past.
Oh, well, I mean, I was trying to defend you. I thought you did.
Course, but no. There is no hiding anymore, because I say the scammers. If you're going to see all the scammers show info, they are all NPCs. Then nobody is related to some. Majority of them is not related to corporation or alliance. Why? Because in past, the corporation alliance will get war decked for this.
Yeah.
Now, everything this can be done openly without hiding nothing. So, if the alliance or corporation is not war eligible, it is everything open. So that there is no damage for corporation or alliance. So. Yes, I'm going to say I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it, of course, because I must say openly I get scammed 2 or 3 times in Eve, but because I was not attentive. And it was not great loss, but of course for this person was great income, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But yes, I going to start to do it, and this is no hiding anymore. So that's open statement. So
Yeah.
yes, in the short, this is how I doing it in the game, of course. So
Well, is it possible to self-sustain your Omega clone if you only have one account? Like, is it possible to mine,
yes,
like factoring in buying stuff for the job and stuff? Like, is it possible to do that, or do you have to
yes,
be
if
at
you have
least an Omega to do it?
yes, yes, yeah, absolutely, you must be Omega because there is several restrictions for Alpha, even if he's working on the market as a marketer. It is a great lose of ISK because most of the skills, I mean, example on my character using for this, I have all trade skills at 5. So any interaction with the agents, any interactions with the NPC, taxes, etc., is scratched on minimum. So of course there is always paying something, but the alpha character do not have this opportunity. So to have a great income and etc., you must doing the job only as a marketer. You must have the all skills, trade skills at 5. Of course, this is not something you can do in 1 month. It
Yeah.
is getting a couple of months of dedicated skill, no changing path, because all of you here and who eventually listening us will know that will take longer to arrive to somewhere they decided to arrive if they are stopping the skill and skilling something else. So must be say this decisive direction and wish to accomplish something, because after that you are free to work on the market. But this is not valid only for the marketer. It's valid also in PvP. You wish to do the greatest damage in the shortest time possible, fixing the skill only for what you need to do. The fastest damage and the more damage possible in the short time possible. It is one example. So it is valid for everything in the game. So yes, this is what I can give you the answer. But like I say, even if somebody as an alpha realize everything, what even without listening me, because maybe it's the big brain, and yes, there is people like this in game. They decided immediately from the first day to pay Omega. They always need a couple of months or few months to skill something to start to have the income in game, and eventually from the 3rd or 4th months they can start even with a single character, single account, maintain their monthly subscription with ISK. But of course there also must be I'm going to say the last thing because otherwise I will monopolize the podcast. There also must be him in contact with other people who need goods. So must not only look for only one direction of operating on the market, selling, but also doing some other things, sanctuary or repeatedly. So this is in synthesis. So
I mean, so yeah, for anyone that might be wanting to get into mining or industry, because those are, well, industry I think is one of the less, for new players, less known about roles they can play. I mean, I don't think anyone sees EVE Online and immediately thinks industry. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. But it's definitely one of the ways. It's fun. It's a way to make a lot of money, and you can do lots of other things with it as well. It just depends on what you want to do. But that's
Yeah, I mean, was talking, of course, only about this aspect of industrial mining
Yeah.
aspect, but there is great opportunities also in exploration. It is something that is taking a long time, several months of skilling on level 5, the skill for hacking, for scanning, etc. And to use a specialized frigate for this purpose, etc. Uh, I mean, I know people who doing billions weekly. Of course, not billions, but couple of billions at week. Only doing exploration. They're doing only this. That is in the high. That is in the lovesec, nullsec, or wormhole. Everything, of course, this exploration is difficult for them because there is always somebody who is looking for the guys who are doing exploration. And when this guy have a feeling that the um, the other guy who him following, and of course always cloaked, um, practically has accomplished or has find something, him can jump on him, destroy him, and take whatever it left of the scanning, of the hacking, and can be from blueprints, can be from modules, and that can be sold very good on the market for billions. So this is another way. So, but yeah.
yeah. So, is there anything else anyone wants to add to that? I think we should be wrapping up here soon.
I don't know. I was trying to be short as possible.
No, you're fine. I mean, we're already an hour and 21 minutes in. I think anyone's like, oh god, I wish they'd make it shorter. It's gone over that point. But Render, you're the newest one here, and the newest to PvP. Do you want to? Is there anything you'd like to add, or any like tips you'd like to give people that are thinking about going into PvP but aren't sure about it? Any tips or just anything you want to say about that?
I would say the initial fear of the PvP is what I had to get over, and I didn't get over it until I got blew up. But I stayed away from it, and I know a lot of other people probably do too, just because they know it's expensive and they don't want to. They know it's hard. The learning curve is just a vertical cliff, and but I will tell you it's a big adrenaline kick. The first time you put a fit of yours against another fit, and you have your first close fight and you win the fight, you'll never turn back from that. I don't think. It's just one of the biggest kicks of adrenaline I've ever got out of a video game.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a certain level of like accomplishment you'll feel from just fitting your own ship. Once you learn to fit your own ship, and there are different ways to learn how to do it. I kind of had Black help me. I kind of went the pussy way towards it, but Render literally just fit whatever he thought was good and would go out and, oh, that doesn't work, and then fit something else, and he just found out that way. And I wish I had gone that route, but
I did a little cheating and did a lot of research before I started playing the game, and I would recommend, if you're new to PvP, you're gonna lose a lot of ships because you're not gonna, unless you have a friend that's holding your hand, you're not gonna know what the hell you're doing. And it's like I said, the learning curve's steep. And I bought blueprints before I ever started. I bought blueprints for the ships that I wanted to use to lose. And then so I can make them without having to be poor.
Well, don't worry, because I did something equally stupid. When I first started PvP, I think it was with my executioner. I bought like one of the biggest like capital micro warp drives for like 14 million or something. It might have even been more. It was something huge. Because I thought you can just fit any. I thought it was a matter of money. I thought it didn't matter. I thought you could just fit whatever you wanted on any ship. And I just bought like the most expensive, biggest. Like it was the actual micro warp drive was probably bigger than the ship.
Battleship.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I realized I'm stupid.
It's a lot of fun, but it's scary. It scared me, and I wanted nothing to do with PvP when I first joined the game, because of what I had saw online. I knew the game was hard, and I knew it was harsh. and I knew I would stand no chance and it would just waste money. But it's a lot of fun, and if you know where to go and you know what fights to pick, and it's a steep learning curve, but it's the most rewarding aspect of the game that I found. I was just running combat sites and missions, and I was kind of getting bored of it, and then I got my friend into it, and then that's when I met Black, and it just got the adrenaline kicking, and I wanted more.
Yeah, and I mean it's not, because I always thought that when I first got the game, I thought it was like solo stuff. If you want to start PvP, but not only just being scared of the actual PvP aspect, one thing that I can recommend is definitely talk to some people. Don't just go and join a corporate like the first one you see. That's a mistake that I made. You really want to get to know some people and see if they'd be willing to help you out, because I mean that's what really helped me. Is some players are really willing to like help you through the whole process and get you up to speed, and it makes the learning process a lot faster.
I learned a lot from people that blew me up. Reach out if you get blown up. Reach out. Don't be pissed.
Yeah.
Reach out and be like, God damn, how did you do that? How could I couldn't hit you? You were in range. What's going on here? And he could be an asshole and ignore you. But in my experience, 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, well, you dumbass, you got armor and what are you doing with all this stupid crap on your fit? You need help.
Yeah, most people that on this game I've realized, unlike every other game, are actually like really cool. They're mature usually. I mean, because it takes kind of a smarter individual to play the game. It's very complex, but a lot of people are willing to help, even if they blow you out of the sky.
And don't count on it. But sometimes if you reach out in an intelligent fashion, instead of swearing and being a general idiot, which is only going to give the troll satisfaction in the end. If you reach out in an intelligent manner, sometimes you'll find that they'll contract your stuff back to you or even give you money. Don't count on it, but sometimes if you're smart about it, you can get a little pity, I guess.
Or in our case, if you reach out to us, there's a good chance you might be recruited, apparently.
Right.
And actually, that's another thing I was meaning to say in the last podcast. Alternative catering actually is recruiting people. It's really up to Black who it is. But if you contact any of us, either in game or you join our Discord server, which will be in the description, you can talk to us and we'll, just tell us what you're into, and maybe you're into mining or industrial aspects, and in which case,
yes. In this moment, as example, personally, being in the head of Marwar Industries is not searching for the new miners, not for a period. Of course, if somebody wish to come, is welcome, but personally, it's not searching. Even because we still must decide to move on the new place, and only then eventually we start the recruiting campaign.
Mm-hmm.
For the corporations who wish to join the alliance, the New Eden Corporation conglomerate, they also can join. We can of course find each other on the Discord, because if I don't have any voice communication with these people, there is no joining of the alliance. I mean, the things must be clear as a sun in the sky, and we must communicate between each other, no matter what kind of English is using. We can understand each other. And of course, like I say, some corporation wish to join, is possible to join, but even in this moment, it's not searching because, like I say, is going to be the recruiting for the corporations who wish to have a home and a peaceful place where to do their jobs, what is supposed to do in the new place, but only then is going to be recruited. So, but yeah, for the all others is welcome.
Yeah, and anyone else have anything else to say, Danny or Black, Render?
No, I'm quite okay. Everything that I wanted to hear and talk about, I just did. So I'm okay.
All right. Well, that sounds good. So I guess that pretty much wraps things up, right?
Yeah.
Black, do we have any estimate on?
Black is on the phone.
Oh, he is. Didn't even know that. Well, all right. Well, then I guess.
Left the sheep unherded.
Well, anyway, thank you guys for joining into the podcast. Like I said, our Discord link will be in the description. We haven't been posting a lot, but we will be posting more stuff, just random stuff that I happen to be recording or anyone else happens to record, just funny stuff that we'll be posting on the same channel. You can subscribe just to see future podcasts and whatever else we pull out of our asses to put on there. And yeah, so Render, you wanna lead us out?
Don't forget to tune in for the next podcast.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, see ya.